Suppose I told you that time itself doesn't exist. It's only motion we measure, the motion of the Earth spinning, the orbit of the Earth around the sun.
Tony.
How do you find your direction in space that doesn't involve a magnetic field? Out between the galaxies, where really there's no detectable magnetic field at all. There's nothing to say, this point is still, and this is the reference point we're going to use. Everything moves according to that point. We're moving around the sun at about 66,000 miles an hour right now. The sun is moving around the galaxy, around the core of the galaxy at about 500,000 miles an hour. We are actually falling gravitationally into the center of a cluster of galaxies at about 1.5 million miles an hour. And that's just when we say relative to what? Relative to the sun, relative to this group of galaxies. There is no absolute standard of reference in the universe.
You want answers?
I think I'm entitled.
You want answers?
I want the truth!
You can't handle the truth! Son, we live in a world that has walls, and those walls have to be guarded by men with guns.
So you believe that once upon a time there was nothing. It exploded and became everything. If that's not cool enough, the rocks started forming together and creating these spinning massive rock balls that got more and more gravity and sucked in more and more rocks. And then somehow all of the gases, all of the hydrogen and helium condensed into big burning balls, and they left a vacuum in between. Okay. So now we have burning balls of gas in a vacuum. Those burning balls of gas are magically holding on to all of these other rocky balls at incredible distances, and they're all spinning around. Our Earth is spinning at the equator at 1,000 miles an hour. So when you're watching the sunset, the sun's not going down. You're falling over backwards faster than the speed of sound, and that's making the sun appear to go down. Okay? You're orbiting around at 66,000 miles per hour. Okay? And while all this is going on, we don't feel anything. We don't see anything. The whole moon landing is absolute nonsense. Look at this shitty little horizon. Oh, it's 30 feet beyond him. He dropped his hammer and he can't pick it up because he's hanging from wires. Okay? There's so much evidence out there that, you know, I used to, when I came across this years ago, I'm like, oh, well, they had to fake it because they didn't want the Russians seeing out the real technology that we have. And that's another cool story, bro. Right? This is absolute nonsense, right? You have to believe that the astronauts that went to the moon landed in this thing. Look at this thing. Look at this thing. And this is the orbiter, right? Look at these motions on it. This is like done in a dark room with a little Airfix model. This is ridiculous when you look into it, okay? It's absolute insanity, the stuff that they show us, you know, on the moon. This is the moon lander, right? There was a car in there, 2 guys wearing diapers, right? And then this thing somehow took off from the moon with these guys in it and met up with the orbiter. This is a picture from them on the moon. This light right here, this dim, dirty reflection looks this bright from Earth. You can read by this in the middle of nowhere. You can drive your car with the lights off because of the moonlight, right? What about the inverse square law of light? This light has to get exponentially dimmer. If you looked at this, and let's say this is 1 lumen. We went halfway to the moon, it's 4 lumens. Halfway again, it's 16. Halfway again, it's 64. Go all the way to 100 miles from the moon. It's brighter than we would see the sun from Earth. It's tens of millions of lumens. According to science, real science. Flat earthers love science. We just don't buy pseudoscience. So let's make a miniature model of the world. We're in a room, 10-foot high ceilings, recessed lights. Those are the stars. And you and I are in this room, and we're looking up, and we see the lights in the sky, right? The lights in the ceiling, right? So now we're going to expand that room out to 10 miles. So I'm standing here, and I got the stars above me. You go 5 miles in the other direction. I'm not even going to be able to see you because the ceiling and the floor are going to merge together. And I say, okay, 1, 2, 3, look up. You're going to look up and see completely different stars that I see. You're going to see completely different lights because you are on the other side of the room. In the flat Earth, we have a ceiling above us with fixed stars, okay? And as you move away, they get lower in the sky to the point where they merge into the atmospheric layer. Everything gets compressed together, and you can't see them because they're too far away. That's it. It's that simple. The SR-71 goes Mach 3.2. Any faster, right, and it rips apart. Now, you've seen them. They're razor blades. There's no paint on them because they get so hot, it would just burn off, okay? So this thing, super fast, 3.2, 2,193 miles per hour, and it's like a razor blade, and it heats up to like over 500 degrees. That's what they tell us. And they tell us that the gas leaks out of it before it takes off because it expands up to like 6 inches, and that's when it gets all tight when it's flying in the air, okay? I don't know if that's true, but that's what they tell us. Then we have this hunk of junk. This dynamic,
right?
Garbage. This thing is like, it's like you can't run on a marathon. You're fat, right? Okay. And this thing goes Mach 25.
It's weightless.
There's like PVC piping going down the side. You know what this is? I'll tell you what this is. It's a helium balloon. It's a bouncy house. Okay.
It's a bouncy house.
Look at this. This is there's wind. This thing weighs 4 million pounds. It's blowing around like a bouncy house.
And it shouldn't be rocking like that.
It shouldn't be rocking like that, right? This thing, check this out. This is being filmed. Now, watch, there's a piece of paper that's going to blow by right here. Just watch. It's being filmed by the rest of the shuttle, which is on its way up. This is falling back to Earth, and it's going to burn up before it gets to those clouds. Watch right here. I'm going to show you how fast it's going by. Watch this. Handkerchief's going to go by. 1, 2, 3. Here it comes, and there it goes. You see it? Okay. It's showing you that this is a blimp filled with helium. These guys are on their way to space. This is falling back to Earth. What is he, zooming in? This thing's falling back so fast it's going to burn up. This is a blimp filled with helium.
It is like a finger pointing away to the moon. Don't concentrate on the finger or you will miss all that heavenly glory.
I'd like to be an explorer, like the Great Magellan.
Oh, you're too late. There's really nothing left to explore.